we can start this game. The countdown has begun. Hopefully you guys at home are ready too. This is going to be HuK versus FXO Inori here at IPL 3. Let's get in the game.
And the anticipation screen is loading, and here we have it down at the 6 o'clock position. We have in the red trunks, Evil Genius's HuK.
Really good showing by Evil Geniuses in general in this tournament so far.
Yeah, certainly.
Pretty well, yeah. And in the blue, at the top right part of the map, from the team FXO all the way from Korea, it is FXO Inori. It's got some fans out there.
There we have it. All right, so PvP is going to be our last of the round of 16 matches. Like we mentioned, thus guaranteeing at least one Protoss spot in the top 8.
Yep.
But, you know, these guys have no small feat ahead of them. The winner plays, as we mentioned before, plays Millennium Stefano. I know GSMC stuck in my head for a while, but that's what I was going to talk about next, because that's who Inori went through, and those were actually very close PvP games.
Yeah.
Game number 3 in particular stood out to me because MC ended up losing that Warp Prism full of Immortals inside of it, and I think it was really the turning point there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, early in the game, he lost a combined total of 2 Warp Prisms and 3 Immortals. He did that early on drop with 1 and then a couple Zealots as well. So yeah, that third game just went really rough for him, and Inori definitely capitalized on that as well. You know, Inori was kind of a very interesting player to watch in PvP because he was very fast expand oriented. You know, he wanted to do that in PvP, which is kind of rare.
I know I can't see it on screen, but I'm guessing HuK made a heart.
Yes.
Anyway, so we have simulators coming up for both players, a little bit quicker for HuK than it was for Inori.
Yep. That's right, and PvP is one of those anything goes matchups too right now. It's, you know, like I mentioned yesterday, a lot of Protoss players saying it's just a matter of how greedy can I be and get away with it in, you know, a lot of these games right now.
Even in this tournament, we've seen some off-the-wall strategies. You remember during the game on Shakura's Plateau between Inori and MC yesterday, Inori went, what, 2-gate, Stargate, Robo, Expand, and some sort of crazy chrono-boosted Phoenixes in the beginning.
Actually we saw took that out Phoenix Expand, sort of.
Yeah, but we saw that a very nice concerted gateway attack was able to take that down, but we'll see if Inori is just as expand-oriented this game.
Wow, look at that, the corner of the screen there. Inori looks pretty focused here.
Yes, he does. And there we have it. Oh, sweet shot of me actually coming up from the side, too. I approve of that.
Look at that stud, wow.
Cybernet, of course, down both about the same time. Really going to be a question of how quickly these players go for their second gas.
Yeah, that's true, or if they go for that second gas. I mean, we could still see, of course, the 4-gate coming out. I mean, you still do see a decent amount of 4-gates in PvP. It's still very, very strong, obviously. And, you know, both of these guys really not showing any sign of extra tech right now. Second gateway going down for Inori. Third gateway as well. You know, we did see him do, you know, some 3-gate expands yesterday. We saw him go 3-gate into Robo, you know, or 3-gate into Robo into Blink. So we'll have to see what happens. And a pylon over there on the edge, kind of keep an eye on that side.
Actually, just waiting for the units to run out of there. Had saved up a ton of resources to come right into a 4-gate.
Yep, 4-gate coming out for HuK.
Very offensive 4-gate as well, just 1 gas, so mostly Zealots and Stalkers wants to put on pressure and put it on now.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, it looks like there was a probe for HuK over by the base of Inori, and Inori did take it out in the natural. And, you know, HuK, here he comes with his Zealot and Stalker. This little early Zealot and Stalker engagement, if it happens, ends up being very, very important. You know, you need that to go well if you're 4-gating, if you're going to get that forward pylon in position in time. So you can see HuK being a little bit careful, not wanting to engage just yet, wanting to make sure that he can at least get 1 pylon up, and he does put it kind of in the top middle of the map as well. So.
And HuK quit at 20 probes there, so that is that very, very offensive 4-gate. Yes, there's the pylon in the top left-hand corner, or I'm sorry, towards the left-hand side of the natural, you know, is what I meant to say.
Here's the interesting, is that the position HuK put that pylon down, that is actually the only place on this map where you cannot warp across that little gap to the natural. Every other spawning point you can, but the one where HuK is, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So hopefully you realize that it's still a closer place to warp things in, so that's okay. And here comes the first wave of units for HuK. How prepared is Inori for this? It's 3-gate Robo for him, and HuK walking right up the ramp. Oh, a couple Stalkers get trapped by Inori, and they go down.
Not able to pick off the sentries either, so the next sentry is going to drop down another force field. HuK actually had a 10 supply deficit already. Granted, a lot of that is in workers, but still. Oh, and Inori, good position on the high ground, takes out another Stalker.
Wow. rough start for HuK. And look at this, a probe for Inori getting into HuK space, sees everything, sees the 4-gate, and sees the second gas as well. So he knows with that second gas going down that HuK is not really going to kind of dedicate himself to this 4-gate. You can see that he's still been making a couple probes, not really chrono boosting them out as fast as you would normally see, but he has 23. It's not like a really, really low probe 4-gate like we see sometimes. And yeah, HuK just going to pull back.
Annoying pylon block, but that'll get canceled here in just a little bit. But going to be quite annoying, delaying that expansion for a while. And HuK actually pulling his probe back, so maybe not going to expand now?
Well, he could. We'll see. There is a Twilight Council going down, so most likely he would just go for Blink at this point. But Inori producing some Immortals, getting his own Twilight Council, probably going to be going into Blink himself as well. And so Inori's Blink, if he does decide to get it, and he's not getting it quite yet, so I guess it will be a little bit behind HuK's. But overall, I mean, Inori just looking very, very solid. Yeah, he is getting Blink now as well, but nice defense so far.
HuK takes out Automaton 2000 on the map. Angry, I suppose. But he has the boos raining in from the crowd. We do have a lot of Zealots and Stalkers. It looks like Inori was thinking about putting on a little bit of pressure, maybe. I guess he's not aware that HuK hasn't expanded quite yet.
Inori finds the pylon as well. You know, I guess to go back, I'm okay with people taking out the automatons sometimes. I just get mad when people take out the Scantipedes, man. That really makes me mad. Oh, nice force fields from Inori.
Wow.
Trapping 2 more Stalkers, just taking little chunks out of his opponent here and there.
That's all he needs, because if he keeps whittling down that army... Oh, there we have it. He was trying to take down this pylon on the top left-hand corner, but there are quite a few Zealots there.
Wow, nice save by EG HuK right there.
And here we go. HuK making his way forward a little bit, just trying to pick off a couple of Zealots. Manages to get one.
Yeah, Inori being a little bit not careful. Oh, traps 2 more Stalkers again. And he's going to have a bunch of units on the high ground, though, so Inori will pull back. HuK does save one of those Stalkers. And things are so tense right now. EG HuK still a little bit down on supply, but he has the better army for sure. And
let's take a look here. Down. Yeah, HuK just finished up Blink, even demonstrating that to us for a second.
He did Blink up, but there's the Observer right now for Inori. That's going to give him vision on the high ground. HuK does know now. And with those 2 Immortals, HuK's going to need to be very, very careful how he engages this. Blinking away. Inori knows he has the better army right now. HuK is going to need to make a run for it. And wow, Inori being very safe. HuK does have those Zealots. He might try to flank here.
Of Zealots.
Yeah.
With the pylon gets killed, so the Zealots are canceled. He'll have to warp those in somewhere else, I believe. Yeah, he still has a pylon over here at the top right-hand corner, though.
The question is, what is HuK going to do with these Zealots? Looks like he's going to just try to attack Inori, surrounding the Zealots on all sides, but HuK's Stalker's blinking in from behind, taking out a Sentry and a Stalker as well, but will it be enough? A lot of the Zealots for HuK are very damaged or dead, and with those 2 Immortals, Inori is going to be able to keep pushing back HuK. And you know what? Inori's Nexus is getting fairly close to finish, and HuK has not even started his yet.
Oh, nice blink up for Inori as well. He's able to take out a couple additional units because HuK had to stand in there with the Stalkers just to protect his Zealots, and is now at a 20 supply deficit.
Yeah, Inori just falling, falling farther and farther ahead. That doesn't make any sense. He's like, it's okay, because he's got a cushion of Zealots to catch him. And 2 Immortals as well. Still just the 2 Immortals are so dangerous for HuK. You know, HuK is in huge trouble here right now. Inori can finally become aggressive. He still needs to be careful. HuK blinking back into the main. Inori, though, traps another Stalker. Blink was not on cooldown there as well.
Inori does not see a Nexus, so he knows he is way ahead in this game. He's got 2 base. He's got the bigger army. HuK blinks down to the low ground. If Inori picks up on this, could do some more damage.
Inori doing exactly the right thing, though, pulling back anyway. He knows that there's no reason for him to try to bust up into HuK's main right now in that situation, so pulling back is good, especially because, anyway, HuK blinked his Stalkers out as well.
Oh, wow. He manages to get a Zealot. You thought he might have been able to get a couple additional kills. But
those little 2 force field traps that Inori is doing this game are amazing. I mean, he's trapped like at least 1 Stalker, a couple of Zealots with each one of those. Man, this Inori kid is pretty good in PvP.
Yeah, he really is.
Wow.
And HuK has another Nexus coming up right away, and so he's going to try and find his way back on decent economic footing, but looking at it, he's already down by 6 workers. He obviously has the much smaller army.
Yeah, now, there have been games like this that we've seen HuK actually come back and win. In the GSL, he played a game on Metalopolis against Killer, where at one point he was very far behind and still managed to come back and win, but I don't know, this is just so far behind right now for HuK. Here comes Inori again. Nice force field, kind of breaking up some of the units there.
Yeah, and he's able to pick off
Oh,
a
gets a
sentry
sentry,
and a
too.
zealot, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of units about ready to break up this ramp.
Yep, one sentry still in the mix, and is it going to be too much for HuK to handle? More force fields coming down, but nice blink micro by Inori, not losing a single stalker, trying to focus down that one. Immortally gets it.
But Inori has so many units left over. He has double the supply of HuK
Yeah.
at this moment, and only 10 of that is in worker. So HuK pulling
Oh,
all of his
probes
probes are
coming
getting
off the
torn
line.
up at the front. HuK
Yep.
bringing in one additional zealot, but
GG.
throws down the GG. And
Hey.
Inori has taken game number 1.
FXO Inori, man, this guy is looking pretty hard to beat in PvP. I mean, that was only game 1. We don't know what's going to happen in game 2 and then possibly game 3 if HuK takes a win. But Inori is just looking so